Hello, everyone. This is Quinn on a Cone, back again for another RuPaul's Drag Race Episode 2 review. The name of the challenge this week, which was Bitch Perfect, and it was a musical challenge. Once again, I have my notes. You all know. Well, I know you can't read that, but y'all know I try to be on it. I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm going to whole-ass it. Because I'm an asshole. Get it? I'm hilarious. Ramen Face is in the kitchen. He's doing something, probably eating the entire fridge. Okay, so I think we should, dive right into it. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was very... Are you eating peanut butter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought it was very entertaining. It looked like a whole lot of fun, but then got kind of dark at the end. But... We'll get there. And if you hear my cats whining, it's because they eat all day and they want more food. But yeah. So the mini challenge was to dance. They were basically like dancing like Hispanic women, kind of like Latin dance. Don't want to offend anyone. I don't know what the dance was. I think it was like salsa. I don't really know. But Chi-Chi won, which I figured she would because I know she's a dancer, and Citia won, which makes sense because she's a dancer as well, and she is Puerto Rican, and she speaks Spanish. So, kind of saw that one coming. And they divided the teams. I didn't write down who Chi-Chi picked, but the main people who stood out were Acid Betty, Thorgy, and Dax. Yeah, was that it? No, it was Acid Betty, Thorgy, Dax, and somebody else. Who cares? And then Cynthia picked Kimchi, Robbie, and the rest. And then they split off into teams, and they, got ready for the main challenge, which was the musical. And it was basically the bad girls versus the teacher's pets, the good girls. So I thought that was kind of cool. It was Pitch Perfect themed, and that was very interesting. In the mini challenge, by the way, I'm going based off of the order that they came in on the first day. Again, I think that's pretty much how I'm going to format this every Monday because I liked that way a lot. So first up, Naomi Smalls, and then ending with Derek Barry again. Except this week I'm going to take out the eliminated queens. So for the challenge, the main stage challenge, I think Naomi's look was amazing. I actually think Naomi looked better than anyone during the musical. She lip-synced well, she dances well, legs for days, all that. That's Naomi's thing. She aced that. Cynthia Lee Fontaine, I think she did a really good job. She kicked her shoe off and it broke a light, so that's always good to see. That's memorable. Dax did okay. I feel like they give Dax a hard time because, I don't know, I kind of noticed with RuPaul's Drag Race, if you're black and you don't know how to play a ghetto girl, they kind of look down on you. But not every... Just because you're black doesn't mean you come from the ghetto. Just because you're black doesn't mean you act a certain way, look a certain way, any of that. Let me turn this TV around because I'm glowing. That's better. So yeah, I feel like they were kind of hard on Dax because she couldn't play the ghetto girl. But, I mean, that's not her thing. Dax is not, hood. So I thought that was kind of dumb. Acid Betty. Okay, this week in the musical challenge, I got into a debate with some of my Instagram followers and some people I don't follow. Because everybody kept saying, Acid Betty's such a bitch. I hate her. And I was like, it's the first week. How do y'all know that? How can you preconceive that already? I mean... Yeah, she comes off as a strong personality, but you can't really say she's a bitch yet. It's confirmed. Acid Betty's a bitch. She's a total bitch. Asshole to the core. And it's off-putting because Acid Betty's style of drag is so amazing and it's so different and it's so avant-garde that you want to like her because, I want to like her because I like her art, her aesthetic. But her personality is not coming off as likable now. She's too much. but she did good, and she did good in the musical challenge. Robbie Turner. Robbie Turner did good in the musical challenge, which I knew he would because that's kind of his thing, acting. And I think he can sing as well, but yeah, he did good. Kimchi, I think Kimchi did good. She definitely characterized herself as a nerd this week, which was good because she's not the best dancer. So she decided to play behind a character and, not just totally bomb it, which is good. That was smart. Thorgy, I loved Thorgy this week. Actually, I would say Thorgy was my favorite this week. Thorgy really did well. He can dance, he did his comedy, and he finally let his dreads out, because I know Thorgy has dreads. There's a spot on this computer. I know Thorgy has dreads, and I always wanted to see it because I love dreads, and he finally let them down, and they look really nice. Bob the Drag Queen, he did good this week. He was funny. It wasn't anything special. I thought Bob was going to stand out a little more because Bob is a huge personality, but he didn't stand out really too much. But I think it's just because that team as a whole didn't really stand out because they weren't the bad girls. It was the good girls. Layla McQueen, I think she did okay this week on the musical challenge. She did recede in the background because everybody else on her team is either so good at what they do or they have such a big personality or both. Like Derek has a really big personality. Bob has a really big personality and he's good at what he does. So either way, Layla was going to kind of like recede in the background because Layla is more mellow toned and monotoned. So I don't know. I kind of wish Layla would have tried to stick out a little more, but not everyone can. Although I do like Layla. Chi Chi Zavane did amazing this week. She lip syncs like no other. She can dance her ass off. She flipped over on a handstand and was twerking in a split while she was still lip syncing. Never seen that on the show before. That was some Kennedy Davenport shit. Chi Chi did very, very well this week. I was pleasantly surprised because even before the first review, I thought Chi Chi was going to go home like first week in the Meet the Queens video because she wasn't very memorable. But this week she really, really stepped it up. I was very happy for Chi Chi, and I'm actually a lot more in her corner now than I was before. She did very well. Derek Barry did well. It didn't surprise me that Derek Barry, I assume he pointed himself this part, where he was hoisted up in the air by the rest of the queens. Classic Derek. He seems pretty conceited. But like I said, I'm not going to count Derek out just yet. Although, if you haven't seen the Untucked episode for episode 1, you should definitely go see it because Derek comes off as a cunt to Naomi Smalls. And y'all know I love Naomi Smalls. And he was just very rude to her. But I'll let y'all watch that. That's just my personal opinion. Derek seems like an asshole, but whatever. Okay, for the runway looks. The runway theme was something like movie premiere realness or something like that. So what you would wear to a movie premiere. I assume they were supposed to be the leading actresses in the movie because I know I don't dress like that when I'm going to the movie, but then again, I'm not a drag queen, whatever. Okay, so this week, Naomi Smalls, to me, she had the best look this week for the runway. And I'm not just saying that because I love her. She had a flowy black dress with the midriff shown, and there was a slit that went there was 2 slits that went all the way up on both legs, and then the dress came together in the middle. I know that's a style of dress. I don't know what to call it. I'm not a fashion person, but it was amazing. Legs for days, body yada 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 yada. Hair looked good, makeup looked good. I think she looked absolutely amazing this week. I love Naomi. I expect her to go very far. Love her. Next, Cynthia Lee Fontaine. I liked her runway look. It was simple though. It was very simple. It was just kind of like a dress with a wig. It was nothing memorable. But Cynthia let her drag character show. She didn't let the dress wear her. She wore the dress. So, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. Dax, I didn't like Dax's runway look. I think they were right to place him in the bottom. It was an ugly color. Both were ugly colors. That, like, what was it, like teal, dark turquoise? I don't know what it was, with like a gold under that and a white flower when he didn't have on any white. I don't know. It was just weird. And then the construction wasn't too well. The fringe was coming off at the bottom of the gold dress, and it was just a mess. I didn't like it. Acid Betty. Acid Betty's look this week was very interesting. I actually really enjoyed it. But it was like an avant-garde design, black designs, and like a nude color dress with also nudity, with big pink hair and a big fascinator on the side of his face. It was like a feather. It was nice. But one thing I can say about Acid Betty, for her to pinpoint people so much the way she does, so harshly, you would think that this week's look would have been on point, which it was nice, but the construction of the dress, it was kind of bunchy. Like, it was bunched up in some places, and it's like, he who was without sin can cast the first stone. Like, if you are getting on everyone else for not looking polished, then how come you're coming out here with bunches of fabrics up at your ass, making it look like you just shitted your dress? You know what I mean? Oh, he's half asleep. I thought he was up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked it though, but I saw little flaws, you know? Next, Robbie Turner. I loved Robbie Turner's look this week. I actually think she deserved to be in the top, but it's not my show. It's a RuPaul show. She gave classic Hollywood Marilyn Monroe in a red dress, Marilyn Monroe hair. Beautiful dress. Looked like a rose. It was really, really nice. It was flowy. She spun around. She pleased me. I loved Robbie's look this week. That's what I was expecting to see from Robbie on the first episode, and she didn't give it to me, and I was disappointed. But this week she made up for it because she looked that good. She looked amazing. Okay, next, Kimchi. I loved Kimchi's look this week too. Kimchi was actually one of my favorites. Kimchi's very conceptual, and like pretty much all of her looks like tell a story. And this week, she wore this dress, skin tight dress, and it was like pale beige, and it had these beautiful flowers going all the way down through the middle of it and on the shoulders. It was really, really nice, and her makeup was to match the flowers with big white hair to match the dress. It was beautiful. Kimchi is very artistic and very creative. She's gonna go far. I think she's gonna go far if they don't have any more damn dance challenges, because she did not shine this week, but I think she did okay. Thorgy. I liked Thorgy's look this week. It wasn't my favorite because compared to most of the other queens, it was pretty simple, but it was Thorgy's niche. Thorgy is not a dress-wearing queen. Thorgy is a jumpsuit, bodysuit queen. I've been on Thorgy's Instagram, and she doesn't wear very many dresses. I think the first time I've seen her wear a dress was on the first episode of this show. So I think that was definitely her style, and I think you should stay true to your style of drag and not just try to conform to the show, so I commend her for that. But it kind of stood out, and not necessarily in a good way, because I personally hate sequins, but the way it opened up on the sides, it looked like it had pockets, which was kind of cool because you can like put snacks in them and stuff. And I know I sneak snacks into the movies, so that means a lot to me. But it wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. She did okay. Okay, Bob the Drag Queen. Bob the Drag Queen looked really good this week. She had on a nude black dress. Not nude, see-through black dress, that's the word, with a big black afro hair. Loved it. 1,000 times better than last week. And I liked last week's too, but she looked amazing. She really looked amazing. Layla McQueen, I actually didn't hate her drag look this week. It was this green dress with black going down the sides, a green iridescent sequins in the middle with turquoise hair and blue lipstick. I didn't hate it. I thought it was better than Dax's. But I think she kind of let the dress wear her. She was like whipping it around a lot, and I think it was kind of forced. I didn't think she really needed to do all that. And I think she could have chosen a different color, but You know, maybe she just wanted to stay true to her aesthetic. I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite. Chi Chi DeVayne wore a red sequin dress, whatever. Shout out to Roxy Andrews. With big black hair, and I think there was a flower in her hair. She actually did, and I thought this before the judges said it. She looked like Sheryl Lee Ralph, and that was a nice nod to that. She looked really nice this week. I was very pleased by Chi Chi this week. Very pleased by Chi Chi. She did very well. Derek Barry wore a new dress with these reddish brown and amber and orange stones and sequins, like in the middle here, and on the butt, with big brown hair. I liked the dress. The dress was cute, but I didn't like the hair. The hair was too big, and he kind of looks strange as a blonde. I mean, as a brunette. He wore brown hair this week, which I know they've been trying to say, oh, we don't want to see Britney every week, but I don't know, I just feel like that would have looked better with a different color hair and not so high hair. But then again, drag is high hair, but not with that dress. And I just feel like with Derek, he relies on his body. Like, he showed body the first week, he shows body again this week. Is it only going to be body? Like, are you really going to be the second-rate, low-rent version of Courtney Act this season? Don't let the show do you, do the show. And I know they don't say that, but that sounds right. So my top three this week, who I think should have been the top three this week, was Naomi Smalls, Kim Chi, and Robbie Turner. And I'll get to Naomi Smalls last, because she was my first choice. She should be number one this week. Kim Chi should have been the top three this week because, no, she is not a dancer, but she still chose a character, chose a nerd, and she held her own against these other girls. She still outshined some of those other girls because she was so distinguished in her character. And her runway look this week was amazing. The flowers were, that was fucking cool. Like, come on. Robbie Turner improved a whole hell of a lot. Robbie Turner should have been in the bottom last week, but she wasn't. Still not really sure why, but I'm glad because I love Robbie. But she looked amazing this week during the runway challenge. That Marilyn Monroe hair with that beautiful red dress, she should have been in the top. She improved so much from last week. This was like a full 180. And then during the main challenge and the musical, Robbie did well. I thought Robbie held her own. But, whatever. Naomi definitely should have been in at least second place, because Naomi's dress at the runway was the best thing on that runway this week. Yes, it was black, and yes, it was one color, but she still looked that amazing in it, where she should have been on at least second place. Her body, and she doesn't rely on her body because she doesn't show only her body every week like Derek does so far. She looked amazing. Her hair was on point. Her makeup was on point. Legs for days. I mean, the stomach is flat. She just looks like a supermodel. Naomi Smalls gets her name from Naomi Campbell, who is the queen of the runway, and she stomps that runway down every time she gets on it, and so does Naomi Smalls. I think she was robbed. I think she should have been in first place, and she looked absolutely amazing during the main challenge when she was lip syncing and stuff, and she had that big hair that looked really nice with her draws up her ass and a wedgie. You try wedging your dick in your ass and dancing with your pants in a wedgie the whole time. She was robbed. I think she was robbed. But, actually, who was top two this week? Oh, Chi Chi won this week, and Acid Betty was like second place. Which, another thing about Acid Betty, if you're so good and everybody else is so beneath you, how come you haven't won a challenge yet? I'm just saying. And this week, Dax and Layla McQueen were in the bottom, and they lip-synced to I Will Survive. And they both got eliminated, which I don't think either of them killed it, but I wasn't thinking that both were going to get eliminated. Not on the second episode of the season. Rue's only done that one other time, and I didn't think that this was going to be the second time. Well, I mean, it just goes to show you don't know what to expect with this show, especially this season. These bitches Rue is letting them have it. He's really let them have it. And then he called someone on the phone and said, how soon can you get here, or something like that. So in other words, they're bringing back another queen. I don't know if it's gonna, I mean, there's only been one that's gone home. I don't think it's gonna be from this season. I think Ru's gonna bring back a queen from seasons ago, or one that was an alternate for this season, which will definitely be interesting. I can't wait to see who it is. I cannot wait to see who it is. I would like to see Trixie, but I don't think they're gonna give Trixie 3 chances. But one can only keep hope alive. No, I'm kidding. I don't think they're gonna do that. That would be really cool, though. But yeah, stay tuned for next week because that shit is going to be crazy. But yeah, we'll be back next week. This is Quinn on a Cone signing out. Oh, like, rate, comment, subscribe to Ramen Face. And I'm thinking about making my own YouTube, and I might be doing so soon, but my phone is broken, so I can't do it right now because I can't do anything without my phone. But yeah, like, rate, comment, subscribe, whatever. Peace out.